Hello and welcome to today's event, AI Chatbots for SAP S/4HANA, Enhancing Operations and Customer Support. If you don't have the chat or comment area opened up, please go ahead and do so now. Just look down below if you're on your iPhone, or to the right-hand side of your screen if you're viewing us on a desktop for an area to leave your comments. This is where we will be asking you questions and feedback because we want this to be a two-way street where it's truly interactive during the time we spend together during this event. Please feel free to share any ideas or questions that may pop up as we go through this event. In fact, let us know right now where you are joining us from. As you all are sharing with us, I would love to formally introduce myself. My name is Monique and I am your host for today's live event. It's my pleasure to guide you through our engaging panel discussion featuring distinguished speakers and esteemed audience on AI chatbots for SAP S/4HANA, enhancing operations and customer support. In today's fast-paced digital landscape, businesses are under constant pressure to innovate, streamline operations, and enhance customer interactions. SAP S/4HANA, when integrated with AI-powered chatbots, provides a revolutionary solution that addresses these needs. AI chatbots are not just a technological add-on, they are transforming the way businesses operate, automating mundane tasks, optimizing workflows, and offering instant customer support. This keynote will explore the future of AI ERP synergy, the opportunities it unlocks, and real-world examples of companies already leveraging these innovations to drive efficiency, cost reduction, and customer satisfaction. So let's explore how AI chatbots are shaping the future of SAP-driven enterprises. I first want to bring to your attention Pronix Incorporated, a distinguished member of the SAP partner ecosystem, renowned for its SAP application services and over a decade of expertise in SAP application management. Pronix is proud to announce a live panel discussion featuring industry experts. Now, we will now introduce our two distinguished speakers. We have Angel Cruz Parilla and Abhay Singh. Each of them are a beacon of expertise in the SAP landscape. Without further ado, first, Angel, welcome. How are you?
Hello, Monique. Thank you. Really good, although it's snowing pretty hard here in Colorado. Happy to be with you and Abe for this exciting webinar.
All right. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Certainly. Well, I'm obviously living in Colorado. I've been here for 15 years. The last 7, I've been working for SAP. And for these last 7, I've been working exclusively with S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition and what is now Grow with SAP as an offering. I'm focused for the last year and a half in what we call SAP Business AI, and how do we bring that artificial intelligence into our solutions to enhance processes for our customers and the user experience. So happy to be here and share my thoughts today.
All right. Thank you so much for giving us that amazing brief introduction. Next, we have Abhay. Welcome, Abhay.
Hi, Monique. We're glad to be here.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you please let us know a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm in Houston, Texas. I've been here for 15 years. It's warm and humid here, unlike where Angela is, where it's snowing. It's always hot here. And I've been in Houston area for over 15 years. So I've worked mostly in energy sector, working on a lot of data initiatives focused on SAP and Databricks. So I'm very excited about how the landscape of AI is evolving, and I've a lot of expertise in data engineering and AI. Have been very heavily focused on that last 3 years. So happy to talk about the topic here. It's really near and dear to me, so very eager to discuss that with everyone.
All right. Well, we're eager to hear both of you chime in on the questions that we have. And of course, for those of you who are tuning in, please be sure to ask your questions in the comment area because we definitely have a dedicated space and time for you all to address or have those addressed by our amazing speakers. But without further ado, before we actually get into this live discussion, we actually have the extreme pleasure of having Angel provide a brief presentation for us. So Angel, the floor is yours.
Certainly. Thank you, Monique. Let me know when you can see a full screen.
It's coming. All right, we're there.
Very good. Perfect. So I just wanted to, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. I wanted to share before we start our conversation and go through the questions that the audience may have. I wanted to go through the positioning of business AI within SAP and our solutions. And first, of course, I want to point out that as of today, 24,000 plus customers are already taking advantage of this technology and the way we bring it into our solutions. And the main benefits that we are expecting and that we see in our current customers, as you can see there, is business insights, especially with Joule, bringing perfect clarity with human plain language, the solutions, recommendations and solutions briefing to our customers is accelerating very much the way these processes work. And that's why we are also seeing a lot of new processes. Once these business users are utilizing their ERP and their solutions around the ERP differently, more efficiently, there are new processes, there are tasks that are manual, hard, and time-consuming that disappear because they are being done via automation or Gen AI. And then there are new parts of the process that are more value-added that are coming into these processes, and therefore we see a big transformation, reinventing these processes, which overall brings these employees a lot more productivity. I don't know if you heard Christian last time when he said that around 80% of the processes, core ERP processes, sales, finance, and procurement are being touched by business AI by the end of the year. And that means 300 million users that are taking advantage and increasing their productivity by at least 20%. So that is definitely improving business outcome. It's not about reducing people, it's about making them more impactful. And that's what we're seeing here. And one other piece that is as important as these business benefits is that even though we are making all this progress and making all these use cases that we're bringing to our customers, we are not forgetting the three pillars that we have behind SAP Business AI. And the first one is going to be relevant, which is, it means that the solution knows, or business AI knows what solutions you have, the customer has. It knows what the context of the business process is end to end, not only focus on the ERP. And it also, because of that, it gives you more accurate resolutions and more accurate recommendations to your process. It's also reliable because it uses the company data, the customer data, which is perfectly secure, and at the same time is boosted and trained via industry data, meaning those answers, that help that you get from this super smart copilot colleague that you have next to you now with Joule is going to be very reliable and strictly to the point. And finally, overall is responsible because we build it on top of the leading ethics and respecting all the privacy of the data and the processes that have to be around for all of our customers. So how does business AI look like? What are the three pillars that we act on? The first one you'll see in the middle, which is these embedded AI capabilities. And these are artificial intelligence, mainly machine learning processes that are embedded in our scope items, in our best practices. So when you get your solution, in this case, Cloud ERP, you're already benefiting from 250 plus use cases that are accelerating and automating those processes that are already best practices. So they are making them more compact, more streamlined, and faster for the user to focus on what matters. The second layer you see on top, Joule, which is, as I mentioned, is our co-pilot, is that super colleague that never takes vacation and is always next to you, and it's going to help these users accelerate their productivity, increase their productivity, and go do what they do faster, focus on what means something to the company and brings more profitability to the company. And that's what we're gonna be focusing on in the next few slides. And the last part you see on the bottom, which is we really focus not only on building technology, but also adopting through the business technology platform, our technology platform, adopting other technologies through partnership like we have with Microsoft to integrate those technology into these processes. So we always have state-of-the-art artificial intelligence embedded in all our processes and solutions. So focusing on Joule a little bit more, let me to the next one. Yeah. So how does Joule help you? First, it's going to help you internally in the system. It's going to help you access the applications that you're looking for in a faster way. It's going to make this the result of the application more, provide those insights more efficiently. It's going to be more plain, clear, and analyzing for you. We'll see an example in the next slide. And of course, it's going to make all this faster. We're accelerating, as you see, around 80% of the time that the user would take to go through a process by 10, that means 10 minutes. So the average is 10 minutes less for a user to perform the same process. And I'm going to go through, I don't know if you can read here in the screen now what Joule is going to do, but here on the right, you're going to see, let me slash a point. Here you have the Joule window. We're asking you how to create a sales order more efficiently, which is the message that you see. That's what the user would do. Then you're going to see the answer for Joule. Joule is going to tell you this is the application within your cloud ERP that would help you execute and create that sales order. At the same time, it's offering you to go and get external information, in this case from help.sap.com. So it's not only limited to your solution, and you could go and click here and go to the app to create the sales order, but we can also click and go for more details. And in this case, that's what we do. And Joule, what it does is it gives you different options. It gives you SAP help, it gives you a blog, it gives you all type of documents that is encountering, and it's doing it really fast. So in this case, we're going to click on SAP help. So that takes us directly to the SAP help portal to go for the definition, for the information that we're looking for. And this is incredibly fast compared to what used to be just searching for this information, even if it's in this portal for sales, go into the line of business, filter for the right solution that we're looking for, the right release, etc., is now completely streamlined and processed by the solution. So with this, I'm going to give you one particular example where we see that acceleration in the interpretation of the results, and is this financial business insights. As you can see, I'm going to go into the profitability review booklet. I'm going to execute the application, and I can access Joule. I can say analyze the results, and as you can see here, the system, what Joule does is it's going to process this information and give you insights. It's going to analyze it for you. It says a total of 22 projects has been evaluated. This is the percentage margin plan. This is the actual, and it's going to propose meaningful actions. So it's going to propose what are the next actions for you to go deep in that problem. You can compare with your peers, go into a project in particular, or even share this information through the cloud ERP, through Microsoft Teams, or even in an email. And this is for operations, right? And I wanted to bring another example for customer support. As you can see here, there is one case that's being created, that's being between the technician, the technical person, and the user. And what Joule does here, I'm sorry, let me play this. Joule does here, you're going to see in this video, which is going to be a little, hopefully you can hear it. Could you hear it, Monique? When I play it?
I don't think so. Did you check off the box that says to share audio?
I didn't. I don't think you need to. Let me see if we can do it without audio. It's just like 45 seconds. It's self-explanatory. So I'll stop sharing now, Monique. I guess at the end of the day, I think we are extremely focused on artificial intelligence, business AI, investing heavily on Gen AI and what is the value that can bring to our customers, and also making sure it is reliable, relevant, and responsible, which is the key thing so it all works for everybody.
All right. Thank you so much, Angel, for such a great presentation and very
Definitely.
succinct time. I feel like you covered so much. And in fact, we have some questions coming in here, which is good. So you are definitely piquing or have piqued people's interest. So we'll be able to address some of the questions that were asked. But let's go ahead and kick off our live discussion. And we're going to kick this off with you, Abe. So let's kick off with you tackling optimizing internal operations with AI-powered chatbots. I have two questions for you, and then Angel, if you have anything that you would like to add, I'll be sure to turn it over to you. So,
Perfect.
Abe, how have AI chatbots helped businesses using SAP S/4HANA to streamline internal processes and reduce manual workload?
Muted, Abby.
You're muted, Abe.
Sorry about that. I was starting with saying that I would start with the chatbots in general. I mean, the chatbot interface, I mean, it's a user interface that has been around for a while, but the chatbots haven't been really useful in the past because they did not have the AI capabilities, right? And they were not connected to the data in the backend. So that was the challenge. With the new generation of AI chatbots, that problem has been solved. That is connected to the real data, the real operational data that you have, the real analytical data that they have, the real workflows you have. So when you're able to connect your chatbot through the AI logic to the actual data, they have a huge impact, right? So they start acting as kind of a virtual assistant within the SAP environment, allowing you to do things that you were not possible to do before. So you're able to ask question about HR policy, you were able to ask question about procurement or invoices, and so then that way they're really making a huge impact in that particular fashion because they're connected to the actual business data and answering actual question grounded on that data. And that's really the key, that they're answering the data, answering your data. That's the key differentiator between the AI chatbots versus the classic chatbots.
All right, thank you for sharing that. And the second question that I have here is, can you share specific examples of tasks that have been successfully automated with AI chatbots in SAP environments?
Yeah, I think in SAP and other environments too, I think the chatbots have really helped us automate information retrieval. I mean, the information retrieval times are reducing significantly because of the AI chatbots. So you're able to ask questions to chatbots, and chatbots can go and retrieve that information. So one example would be probably HR, where you can ask HR policy questions like, hey, how much vacation time I have left, or can I take vacation on this time, or what is the policy regarding extended sick time? So those questions. And if you go really further, if you're building kind of a multi-agent retrieval augmented generation based chatbots behind the scene, you are able to orchestrate much more complex scenarios. I know in industry that people have built multi-agent systems where they're able to take complex server machine orders and laptop orders, and it's all in the front is just a chatbot interface, but behind the scene multi AI agents are in the play and making the whole process much more faster, reducing time from months to days, really. So that's where we're seeing the impact of this chatbot.
Thank you so much for sharing that, especially that specific example about HR. And then, Angel, do you have anything to add? In fact, the video that you shared with us kind of showed us some examples of
Oh, I know.
using
Yeah.
AI chatbots directly, but is there anything that you would like to add?
Sure. I think the key factor is they are moving from reactive to proactive, in the sense that not only they help us when we go there and say, what is the answer for this? And they find it because they have all the information. They also recommend actions. And we have one that is working in many thousands of customers right now in S4, which is for situation handling. So when there is some situation, the bot is not only alerting you, it's also providing the options for resolution of that situation, which is something that in the past that wouldn't work that way, no? And because it has all the visibility of your landscape, and as Abby was saying, access to all the data, they are extremely accurate. So they are fast, they are accurate, and they're becoming just the user interface, really more than just going through the apps or going up and down a tree trying to look for a transaction. That's just not the way the users work now. The user experience is significantly better based on this technology.
All right, thank you so much for sharing that. And in fact, we're going to dig in a little bit deeper. So we've already provided some initial examples, right? But this next question is for you, Angel, and then Abe will turn it over to you if you have anything to add. But we really want to also just even more deeper real world use cases of AI-driven SAP operations. So Angel, can you share real world examples of companies that have successfully integrated AI chatbots with SAP to transform both their internal and customer-facing processes?
Yeah, absolutely. And those are normally customer facing or pre-customer facing. So they're all internal processes, of course. But at the end of the day, when you're working on a sales order, for example, we have a functionality that summarizes the sales order. So you don't have to go through all the fields and then all these different tabs and find out what is wrong or what is not. You just click the button summarize on top of the sales order app, and it's going to tell you exactly what's going on. It's going to tell you what the status is, if there is any issue, if there is any block, etc., etc. And it also we have active interactive let's say project assistant that is matching for those projects the resources, is making suggestions. This resource has this profile, and that profile is available for this certain number of hours. So it's making everything more easier to understand, easier to operate, and in natural language. So we have multiple cases. We have a lot of work on the automations of sales orders, purchase orders, and all type of orders that otherwise would take a long time. You just go to your create sales order for this customer, or create a PO for this material, for this supplier, etc., and that's going to just accelerate. It's more. I don't know if you're familiar with the Just Ask functionality in SAP Analytics Cloud, but that is just like a big search, and then you just need to say, please give me the profitability for this material, for this particular sector, or this individual industry or country, etc., and that it creates directly the graph, and it gives you the information, and then it puts it in plain. So all those processes are already working, and we have thousands of customers that are taking advantage of it, and they're saving many hours getting the same or better result than it was just human created.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And I mean, thus far, both you and Abe have shown or somewhat alluded or talked about some like key success factors with implementation, but I still want to address this to you. And you just even said saves on so much time, productivity. But what are the key success factors in these implementations, especially the ones that you just provided, and what lessons can others learn?
Is a question to me?
Yes.
Yes. So I didn't want to step on Abe.
No. Yeah, these two questions are to you, and then we're going to turn over to Abe if he has something to add.
Absolutely. So in this world where we are with cloud ERP and clean core and adopting best practices, anything that deviates us from the standard has to be based on customer value, actual value. So when we go into one of these deployments, and then all of a sudden we want a custom report, or the customer has been using a report for 20 years and now they want to replicate it, that is where we have to question what is the value. On the other side, there are all these technologies, in general, business AI and automations, but in particular, Joule and the conversational bots that are really going to ease all those pain points, let's say, and they're going to supplement the standard functionality that comes let's say, out of the box. Of course, it has to be customized for the customer, right? But then it's going to take that and go that final extra mile to make the solution ideal for the customer and get them that differentiating factor from the competition. That's going to be more and more through AI use cases that are going to be more tailored because they know your process, they know your context, they know your data, rather than spending that effort in building some custom reports or custom forms that may or may not bring you the value. This is more, the value brought by business AI is more tangible. It can be measured in hours, it can be measured in effort, in dollars. So that is where the focus is right now, is adopt the clean core in those implementations and then extend in that phase one or in subsequent phases, extend to that differentiating factor that is going to give you mainly through AI, but also certain developments, certain extensions that you may need to go that final mile.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, especially when you stated saving you money, that's all what businesses is all about, right? And we're going to even talk about ROI and things like that. So thank you so much
Either
for
it
sharing
helps you
that.
make money or it saves
Yeah.
you money. Exactly.
Exactly. Abe, is there anything that you would like to add in regards to either how AI chatbots with SAP has transformed both internal and customer-facing processes, or any key success factors that of these implementations and what lessons that they can learn? Is there anything that you would like to add?
Yeah, sure. I think I'll just build upon what Angel was saying. Really, the first thing is to have a clear objective, which is clearly define the value. What are you going after? Are you reducing the response times, or you managing your cost, right? So that's the first thing. But I think another key aspect is the stakeholder engagement, making sure to involve everyone in the AI adoption. AI is a new technology, and adoption can be successful only when we engage all the stakeholders in the process and help them see the value that the AI is bringing. So that's another key factor. And the implementation has to be phased out, right? Like initially, if you're focusing on reducing the time, probably you do a pilot program and see and measure that, right? So that you figure out how much time is actually being saved. If that was one of the value criteria objectives you had before you started rolling this out. And finally, one thing that is overlooked is the continuous improvement piece, which is, have some sort of monitoring in place for your solutions so that you can continuously get the feedback on the adoption and iterate on the solution and keep improving it. So those are the things I think that really make the successful deployment for this AI chatbot.
And let me add to Abe, because I think he touched on a very important point, which is the adoption. We normally struggle when we go through these transformations to help the user see that these solutions are easy to use, easy to learn, and they actually help them do the job. With these chatbots, and particularly with Yule, it is very obvious to them to answer the question, how to answer the question, what's in it for me? Because they can see immediate value in the time they save. In the time they take to search, as I said, the average is like 10 minutes less for one particular function. So at the end of the day, that is turning into a more obvious value for the end user, and therefore larger adoption that we used to see with just simple transformation or lift and shift and change of technologies, right?
Yes, thank you. No, thank you to you both for sharing your insights on that. And again, it's all about whether it can help you make money or save money, and just or save time, because we both have expressed that detail even with when we first started this conversation. So next up, we would like to address like challenges in AI chat deployment, which Abe has kind of initially given us some things about this, but we would like to address challenges in AI chatbot deployment in SAP environments. So Abe, what are the most common roadblocks companies face when deploying AI chatbots within their SAP systems, and how can they be mitigated?
I think the first challenges we typically start with the technical challenges, like how do we really make sure the chatbot is communicating effectively with the SAP systems. And because the underlying data can be in different formats, different complexities, so we have to make sure that it is able to adapt to the complexity and connect successfully. And the big challenge is it's not just related to chatbot, but in general, the data quality and management in enterprises have been lagging. A lot of enterprises, are struggling with the poor data quality. And if the data quality, and this is crucial because if there is no data quality, the answer that is coming out of these chatbots is not going to be reliable. So that's why you have to ensure, and that's not directly related to chatbot technology itself, but the underlying problem that the chatbot kind of bring us to the surfaces. So you really have to focus back on the data quality. And then a lot of documentation does not exist in the organization sometimes. So the chatbots rely on internal documentation as well. So it's a good time to ramp up your documentation game so that you have documentation that the chatbots can use to give you even more useful and reliable answer. There could be user adoption resistance because of number of factors, right? So that's another roadblock. Even though I think the value is there, most people, when they, as Angel was saying, when they see these chatbots, what they can do, they are actually eager to go ahead and adopt. But we still might see some challenges here and there that we may have to address very creatively, right? And then the concern around data security is always there. But with enterprise deployments of SAP and enterprise deployments of the chatbot, I think those concerns are mitigated, but it's something to be very, very aware of and kind of, be on lookout to mitigate those challenges and adoption. So at a high level, these are some of the challenges that I see.
Thank you. And you mentioned documentation. So this second part of the question here, this might be your answer here, but what is your advice for businesses looking to balance automation with human oversight in critical SAP operations?
Yeah, so I think the first thing is really planning, right? And then planning is the big piece. I think when you're rolling out a technology like this, you really have to plan it out, map out the requirements, identify the technical challenges in advance. And the second thing, because I brought up the data quality, really ramp up your data governance programs to ensure the master data management and data quality, ensure those things are in place, right? Then focus on the user engagement, include them early on in the process, in the planning phase, so that they are on board. And then finally, focus on security, make sure, the security is in place. But I think the key thing is really identifying the suitable use cases and value to make sure you balance the automation with human oversight, right? And then it's very important to have human in the loop. And these are co-pilot systems. Without human in the loop, you can't really be sometimes sure about making decisions. So there has to be a human in the loop overseeing, the protocols of deployment. And finally, keep updating the systems. These technologies are rapidly evolving. They're getting more reliable and more secure. So make sure you update your deployments frequently to really to be up to date. So those are some of the things I think that will help the automation with human oversight.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. And also to those who think AI will completely replace humans, as Abe just mentioned there still needs to be human involvement there to make sure things are coming through properly, right? Especially from a data perspective. Thank you for that, Abe. So now we're going to look towards the future, especially with AI. We're always looking towards the future, and especially the time where we are right now, 2025 and above. So let's talk about future trends of AI chatbots and SAP systems. So these next two questions are directed to you, Angel, and then Abe, if you have anything that you'd like to add, we would love that. So Angel, looking ahead, what trends do you foresee in AI-driven ERP systems, particularly within the SAP environments?
So it's a great question, right? And I wish I know in 5 years how everything is going to look like. But right now, it's obvious that looking at SAP Cloud ERP or S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition as the ultimate Cloud ERP, the Cloud ERP that is getting and is going to continue to get constant innovation. So it's basically your last ERP that then will continue to be updated every 6 months and every month with some other packages. The focus is how do we make it more efficient, streamlined. And that goes through AI, through automation, but also Gen AI through summarization of tasks. So as I was saying, the user, it's not that the user is replaced, it's that the user doesn't have to go through all the processes to understand what the status is. So we have one, as you saw, email summarization, as I said, sales order summarization, or fulfillment summarization status. So then at the end of the day, it's just how do we pre-process all that information to give the user in just one site, in one app, on top of their day, what is that you have to do and what is all the information that you need to make the decision, right? So ultimately, there's always going to be a human integrated, either supervising or validating or auditing. We can leave everything to the cloud ERP, but at the end of the day, just by enabling the user with all the information they need summarized so they make the decisions is what I think we are going. It's just going to make it more efficient, more streamlined, and leaving room for growth and be more, let's say, work more on those tasks that matter and bring more value to the customer than just creating a purchase order from scratch, which is something that we could automate. There are going to be things that we can't, right? And that's where it's just human decision. But everything that can be automated, being automated, and the rest being simplified for the user is definitely where I think we're going.
All right, thank you. So automation, and I know you just mentioned 5 years, but this next question is about 5 years. So, how will advancements in AI, such as generative AI, further revolutionize SAP operations over the next 5 years?
Well, I can tell you, as I said, it's I think 300 million users are going to be impacted and their performance improved by 20% by the end of this year. And that is where the capabilities that we currently have. For example, in the pipeline between now and the end of 2025, we have over 100 more Gen AI use cases that are going to be available for our customers. So moving from what is going to be a commodity into that human-only task is where we are moving. And then the adoption, the good thing is that all this, once we go into SAP Business AI and our customers that are using it and subscribe, understand the value, then the adoption is continuous. Imagine 100, I think we are releasing probably, I don't know, just pure math, like 10 every month, right? So it's new cases, be ahead of the curve and being able to analyze, these are the new cases that are available that come with the next release. Is this something that brings value or not? And if so, how do I adopt it? And how do I make sure that my users understand the value and therefore use it to make sure it increase their performance, right?
Thank you so much for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Abe, anything you'd like to add in regards to future trends within the AI-driven ERP systems, particularly with SAP environments, or anything that you see in the next 5 years when it comes to generative AI and revolutionizing SAP operations?
Yeah, certainly. I think one thing I touched upon briefly, because of the way this technology is has demonstrated its capability, right? I think what I see is that more and more data sets will come online for these technologies. By that I mean, for instance, a lot of IoT data right now is not in SAP systems, right? So that data set is valuable to enterprises. So those data sets will, I think, become available to either SAP or other systems so that they can also be analyzed and used in making decisions. So that, I think, that's the trend we will see. I also see, as I said, increased focus on governance and documentation that will further enhance the operations of these AI systems, chatbots in particular. And the third thing is, the agentic AI. I think I talked about that when I was talking about a certain use case. In the behind the scenes, there will be multiple agents collecting data from multiple systems and combining that to provide a holistic view to decision makers. So those silos between different data sources, different data sets will be broken apart, and we'll have systems that are highly intelligent in making decisions. So that's the future I see definitely within 5 years, not far beyond that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So the next two questions is actually addressed to you both. So this next one, You both have mentioned this in regards to cost efficiency and ROI. So, as we all know, cost efficiency and ROI is very important for all businesses. So, with that said, we would like to cover how AI chatbots drive business value. So, from a financial perspective, how do AI chatbots help reduce operational costs and improve the ROI of SAP implementations? Whoever would like to go first
Well,
can
I think
address that.
I pre-answered that question with the
Yay.
10 minutes average, right?
Yay.
Because it is probably I've been working with SAP solutions for 25 years, and this is the first time that it's that easy to justify the investment, because it really is a process that you're working on. It's a process that is in place. And then all of a sudden, one of those 100 use cases that I mentioned that we have ahead a plan for next year or between now and Q4 next year, show that your user saves 10 minutes in every procurement order or in every manufacturing order, whatever it is. That is so tangible that it really produces. You just need to multiply the number of user or the number of orders that you create by the number of minutes that you're going to save, and that's your number right there. So it's a very easy and very high efficiency investment, really.
All right, and Abhay?
Yeah, so from the ROI perspective, I'll just add a color to what the hard numbers that Angel has talked about. The numbers of measure 10 minutes specifically, but I think there's a value that AI brings by minimizing the error, because when humans are shifting through the data, there's a high chance of making errors. But these AI systems can go look at thousands and millions of documents and are able to retrieve information, thereby reducing the errors. So I think you also save that time in that way, because not only you're reducing the information retrieval time, but you're also minimizing the error that could even lead to exponential increase in time if you're looking for something very specific. So it's like finding needle in the haystack kind of a deal that AI can do much better, right? So that way you improve, you can justify the ROI. Again, the process efficiency improvements, you cannot undermine that. There's certain elements of process efficiency with the new interface, new user interface. You don't have to click around different websites, and so that also saves the time. So ultimately, really, the amount of time saving you'll do will be so tremendous that the ROI is clearly there, and that's my opinion that adoption of chatbots is definitely going to be something widely adopted.
Thank you for sharing that for both of you. And I think you both have provided examples or answered this question, but I'm still going to ask it anyway, just in case you might have new examples. But can either of you discuss specific examples of cost savings and efficiency gains that post AI chatbot, and efficiency gains post AI chatbot deployment?
Well, just give you one more example is the integration that you have between S/4HANA Cloud, Public Edition, and Microsoft Teams through you. So just like we are, for example, here, we were in that platform, I would be able to, I'm working on my browser, on creating my shipment, and then I can easily go share on Microsoft Teams as a tab, and then ping you, and then you and I would be looking at Teams, would be operating and making changes in that screen, which would in fact be making the changes in the ERP. So instead of me sending you an email and say, hey, I've been looking at this, let's see when we can meet, and then one of us doing one thing and the other one reviewing it, we just now can hop on a call and both simultaneously edit that tab in Microsoft Teams, and we are actually completing the transaction. So from the individual perspective, as I was mentioning earlier, but also from the collective community of users, from that collaboration point of view, it is really unparalleled.
All right, I love it. Abe, is there anything you'd like to add?
The specific examples are there are so many out there right now. I think if you do a
Right.
Google search, you'll see so many use cases. And really, I will just echo Angel. I mean, the amount of efficiency gain, time reduction, it really improves operational efficiencies as much as 20%, 30%. I think one example I mentioned was taking custom laptop orders. I've seen that because of the process of AI chatbots, they were able to improve their operational efficiency by 25% and being able to take more orders. So there are a lot of specific examples out there. I think that's what I would say.
All right. Thank you so much. And yeah, like I said, you all have both provided great examples, and I even like the one that you just provided, Angel, and saying
Mhm.
specifically which platforms, because I think some people might get, or some who have not fully grasped the power of AI, once you start mentioning, oh, you could do that on these certain platforms,
Yeah.
I think it really sticks for them. So thank you
And there's so much
for
buzz,
that.
no? Everything is AI these days. So you have to be very
Yeah,
specific to understand the value
right.
and translate that into
Exactly.
ROI, cost savings, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, exactly. So we're approaching our last question, which again will be addressed to both of you. But for those of you who are watching us live, thank you so much. We have seen the questions rolling in. So this is your opportunity, your last kind of little window here, almost for you all to get your questions in, and we're trying to address them and answer them as quickly as possible. So please do not hesitate if you are on your phone down below or to the right-hand side of your screen if you're watching us on a desktop. So without further ado, here's our last question about AI chatbots and workforce transformation in SAP ecosystems. So to either of you, please, whoever would like to answer first, with the rise of AI automation in SAP systems, how do you see the roles of employees evolving within these environments?
Well, I think that I get the question a lot. And we discussed earlier if this chatbots and this GenAI is going to substitute the end user. And the answer we already know that is already discussed that is no. But I got this a lot when in the last Sapphire we announced Joule for consultants and Joule for developers.
Okay.
Uh, does that mean that SAP consultants are going to be out of a job? Obviously not. It's just is that instead of writing an extension from scratch, well, Joule is going to give you a template, is going to give you the most accurate thing, and then you're going to build up on that. And instead of spending the time just typing the commands from zero, you're going to have more time to talk to the user and perfectly understand what the requirement is to then go and get that done quicker, no, and more accurate. And that's for the developers. For the consultants, it's the same thing. Instead of going through CVC or this. Or the configuration to try to find where you have to configure certain thing, you just ask Joule and Joule will take you directly there. So it's not that it's going to do it for you, it's just going to help you do it faster, more efficiently, and therefore better because you have more time for it. So in my opinion, the only difference is that these consultants, developers will need to understand what the new ways of working are. They need to upscale, which is something that an upskill, which is something that we've been doing for everybody who's in this consulting profession. We've always been doing, learning more and more and more. And then they'll be able to see the value, and I'm sure they're going to be all very happy and definitely not out of a job.
All right. Thank you so much for answering that, Angel.
Mhm.
Anything for you to add, Abay, to that question?
Yeah, I was going to say, some of the existing roles might have a new title, but I mean, those roles are not going away. I mean,
Right.
people might be called process supervisors because they are overseeing the AI process flow, right? And then the role of data analysts will become even more important because those are the people who are going to be able to leverage these technologies to answer and question for business directly. There might be new roles, such as the strategic planners who are leveraging this technology very deeply. And there might be technology facilitators, people who are actually using this technology and connecting that back to the business so that these technologies are effectively used. So I only see upside to adoption of these technologies. The roles might change a little bit, but again, as Angel said, I firmly believe these roles are not going anywhere. We're only seeing uptake in how much we're going to be able to do. We're just going to be able to do more. So.
Thank you for sharing. And in fact, this is a part two of this question here. And Angel, you kind of talked about this, or I feel like you're reading our minds here, but what strategies can businesses adopt to upskill their workforce to work alongside AI-driven technologies and SAP operations?
Well, in nowadays that we have this solution that update every month, like with our like your phone applications, I
Mhm.
think staying on top of what is coming. So instead ahead of the curve, like what we do with our customers, that we provide 6 weeks before the new functionality comes into the systems. We give them all the information. SAP has a lot of good information in sap.help.com, or also we have a few like a blogs area, also blogs.sap.com, where information is released. And there is also in the Learning Hub, there's also a lot of free learning content that is constantly updated. And lastly, Activate is definitely the framework that we use for the implementation of all these solutions. So, and that's also updated every couple of weeks. So staying updated with all what's new and what is coming is the best way to stay to know what the trend is and what the new functionalities and the value.
Thank you. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
sharing. And Abe, what about you? What are some things that the workforce should upskill on?
It's a, as Angela was saying, it's a typical change management process. Similar to any other technology, really invest in training, build your learning culture, stay ahead of the technology curve, understand what is coming. So it's a typical loop of change management, and most organizations have the change management fully ironed out. So just go through that process, provide trainings, set the expectations, do the cross-functional collaborations. So those things basically will help adopt this technology really well.
All right. Thank you so much. So we are done with our questions, but we still have a lot in store for you all. In fact, we have someone from our team who's going to provide a live demo. So we have Krishna Priya, who's about to do a presentation of a live demo of AI chatbots within SAP. So Krishna, welcome.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, Krishna. All right. So
Hi.
we will have Krishna conduct her live demo, and then right after that, we will go right into our live Q&A. So thank you for those of you all who have asked your questions thus far, and we will be sure to address them after this live demo. Over to you, Krishna.
Yeah, hi. It's a great time to connect with you, right?
Yes.
I implemented a chatbot regarding this SAP conversational AI and how the bot will works. I will show it in a live demo. Let me share my screen. How the bot will works in this SAP conversational AI. The name of this conversational AI is the base run market chatbot. The base run market chatbot. The main purpose of this building of this SAP conversational AI chatbot is to enhance the business process and to automate of business process. And in order to overcome the 24 by 7 customer experiences, we built this base run market chatbot. This base run market chatbot mainly works on these three use cases like ordering of product, fetching the order details, and categorizing the list of products. Mm, Ordering the product means whenever the customer don't know about these details, so how the customer needs to know this or how to order the product, so the bot responds it's automatically. So, in order to overcome these challenges, we built these use cases. Fetching the order details means how we order the product. With the details like fetching the order details, we need to give name here. So let us quickly go on to this chatbot, and I will explain how these use cases will work. First, whenever we are going into this SAP conversational AI chatbot, the greetings message should be triggered. Let us give that hi message. Hi means it triggers welcome to best and market chatbot. Best and market chatbot means it's one type of ordering of product. Here it shows the list of category how the customer chooses that product, how customer needs to chooses that item with details. Here whenever I click here see categories for sale, means it shows that the bot automatically responds to that food what the bot will contains the data it displays here actually. So whenever we are going to these categories, the here shows food, beverages and electronics, right? So here food contains some list of products, here beverages contain some list of products, and electronics contain some list of products. So based on these scenarios we will work. For example, if I click food, then it shows two products, right? The food even contains two products. So here I click on milk, then it shows that let us quickly move on to the second use case, fetching the order details. Fetching the order detail means how customer order the product. Without details the order cannot be shipped, right? So in order to go with these use cases, here we need to enter the name. Here we need to enter the name. So you are whenever we are ordering a product, the automatically the product should be carted, right? So I here you are added milk to your product. So to complete your purchase please click below to proceed to check it out. Means whenever I go to check it out, it shows the bot automatically shows, could you please share your name with me. Could you share your name with me means I need to give here name, any name it can be displaced. It's not limited to that some part of names. So if I give one name like Krishna, I need email address. So email address means either any email we can give here. I need your email to proceed. Could you please share your email address with me. Could you share your email address means I will share my email. So the bot automatically responds with that. Could you provide means in order to deliver a product, we need one address, right? So I need to give your address. Means the ordering of product where it should be delivered by using this chatbot. The chatbot means it automatically responds to that customers. So could you please provide your shipping address means I will give here, for example, New Jersey. So the product should be delivered to this New Jersey location. Could you please share me your mobile number? How mobile number will be given means based on this mobile number, the order product should be delivered. So if I give this mobile number, it's not limited to some part of numbers. We can take any number here. If I give here 82, then the order should be delivered. Order milks means I chosen here in the list of categories food and taken here milk, and its order details as Krishna. I need email address as krishna@gmail.com and New Jersey. These are the phone number. Then or in order to confirm a order, we have two scenarios here. One is called yes and one is called no. Yes means the order should be confirmed and the order should be confirmed and it delivers to the customers who are ordered the product. If we click no means the bot responds to that message like thanks for everything, what I need to help, the bot responds. So if I click no, yes means okay, order confirmation is done based on these details. One scenario is done in this chatbot is right. Whenever we are developing this chatbot, yeah, the one product ID will be generated. Based on this product ID, we fetch the details. So yeah, automatically generates product ID. Get order details. In order to get the data, we have one product ID automatically generates whenever we are giving these details like a name, email, phone number. So if I need to get that order details, get order details. Get order details means enter your product ID. Here, whenever the order is confirmation, the order product ID will be confirmed. So product ID generated here automatically. Whenever I given these product ID like 12, then it shows two scenarios here exactly. Do you want to display product ID information 12? If I click S, then the order should be confirmed, then product ID should be generated. If we click no, then it shows that no problem. How bot responds to that? How bot take care of that requirements? It shows here exactly. If I click S, then the order should be confirmed, then product ID generated. Next I will go to these done with these use cases. Next, let us quickly go on to these prompts. Prompts means whatever we are developed in the chatbot, here the prompts will be generated. Please give me list of categories. Please give me list of categories means in the chatbot, here see list of categories, see categories for sale. These are comes under these first scenario. Next, coming to the top, these could you please share me your name with me. These are comes under that name. Whenever we are going to this order a product, we need to give here name exactly. This is a second prompt which I have given in this. Could you please provide shipping address? Coming to the top, shipping address means where the order product should be delivered. Shipping address means here I gave here New Jersey. These all comes under the scenarios of these prompts. Let us quickly go into these API information. Whenever we are developing these SAP conversational AI chatbot, the chatbot mainly on these API connectivity. How this API connectivity works in these SAP conversational AI chatbot means whenever we are developing a chatbot, here OData will automatically respond to the chatbot, and we have to get the data. How we can get the data means get the data, and bot replies that list of products. List of products means in chatbot they here it shows the list of products. These all comes under these scenarios. Coming to the top, API information means I will show in this. Go to train tab, go to build a tab, here add to cart scenarios. In add to cart, uh, triggers tab, then here we have two categories. Here we have two categories like categories and product. In edit replies tab, we have get the OData services. OData services coming from the front and back end languages. Based on these front end and back end, we connect here by using these get URL. Get URL means in order to get the data and store it into a memory, we uses these OData services in this chatbot. Let us go into these product skill API calling. Product skill API calling means here this data will be displayed that list of products means seeing of categories. Coming to this product skill API calling. Product skill API calling means API endpoint. How, in order to go to the data into the chatbot, we need to store it into a memory. So in order to store it into a memory, we need some part of that. Means we you need to store that API in a JSON format, either anything of that. So this is a get method where the list of products should be displayed. These comes under these product skill categories. Coming to the product store API. Product store API means whatever we are getting the data in the chatbot. See, this chatbot, whatever we are getting automatically, the bot replies whatever we are giving the questions. So these products are coming from that where we stored it into a memory. In order to get, we go into the get method like API connectivity. How API connectivity should be done? Based on this mock API. Mock API means mock API. Whenever we are enter into this mock API, we have two categories mainly: these projects and new resource. These new resource means when a new resource means what data we need to take. Either it is a person, either it is his ID, either it is email, like that we need to take. So I gave here like the three scenarios like person, products, email, location, phone, ID. These four scenarios we built it here based on these based on this. So whenever I click this URL, whatever we taken in the chartboard, that data should be displayed here. If I refresh this chatbot, whatever I gave in this chatbot, like Krishna milk, Krishna at the rate gmail.com, New Jersey, these details, let me check in my chatbot also. See, I gave here food and milk I gave here, and go to Krishna at the rate gmail.com, New Jersey. Automatically it displays here Krishna milk, Krishna at the rate gmail.com, and product ID 12. These are those scenarios, means product store API. Means in order to store the data, in order to get the data, we need this API. We need this post API. Let us show in my chartboard in SAP Conversational AI where that chartboard exactly saves. Go to build a tab and go to product info. Product info means how product details will be created. Then here we give that, uh, we will give that post to tab. These are the overall scenarios of these API connectivity and SAP, how SAP conversational AI chatbot will give. Uh, Chatbot will respond to that messages. How that conversational AI automate the customer experiences to enhance that operational efficiencies. These API connectivity should be taken. These the API means application programming interface exactly. By this, we can build that SAP conversational AI. Let us quickly go on to this train and build. Uh, these are the main basic structure of building SAP conversational AI chatbot. First one is called train, and second one is called build, and third one is called connect, and fourth one is called monitor. These are the basic scenarios while we are working with this chatbot. Without these four tabs, we can't go with SAP conversational AI. Let us show how a train build and tabs will work. These are the train tab. In train tab, whenever we are going to go with train tab, we need to trigger that hi message, which I shown in this chatbot. Like hi means it's a greeting message. Whenever we are going into this greeting message, the SAP conversational AI automatically builds these greetings message, like hello, hi, like that. It triggers whenever go to this greetings tab. It shows that hello, hi, good afternoon, like that messages it will shown here. These all comes under the basic scenarios of this train tab. Coming to that of build a tab, it's a main part of this building the SAP conversational AI, where how chat responds to that, how chat will get the data. These all overall scenarios will works on this build a tab only. In build a tab, we have mainly skills. These are all the skills, and automatically it's a default category should be there, like fallback and dissemination. Fallback means whenever we are giving, I already said that whenever we are giving the S message, the order details should be confirmed. How order details should be confirmed based on this? No means no problem. No means no problem. Let us data should be displayed. These are comes under the categories of fallback and dissemination, and these are the add to cart is a main skill, which used to see that in sea of categories, uh, in sea of categories mode. These sea of categories for sale is one of the type which are using. By using this skill, we developed this sea of categories for sale bot. Coming to that of check it out means how the data will be checked out by using API. These are the product info means how data should be stored in this mock API. These all comes under these categories of add to cart, check it out, product info, and person tabs. Coming to that of connected tab, in connected tab there was other backend users. How not only the SAP login authorization persons, but also end users means we will connect that. But in order to connect with other persons, we have the SAP conversational AI provide some other backend users like Amazon Alexa, Copilot, Messenger, Skype, like that. We can connect to that platforms, and we can go with that platforms, and we can give server access to that, and we can develop these SAP conversational AI chatbot. And these SAP conversational AI chatbots, many of these features, and AI mobile SDK, these all features will be developed in this SAP conversational AI. And these SAP conversational AI is to enhance the customer experiences. So we need to give that allowance to that backend users and develop these SAP conversational AI. Next, coming to the top monitor tab. In monitor means how SAP conversational AI will monitor the data, basic building like train, built, and connected apps. How it will monitor the data means based on this, whatever we are given in this chartboard, it's automatically stored in this monitor tab, then it displays the data. So means how this we can displace the data means by using that application programming interface. Application programming interface, how will come, right? O data services. O data services, connectivity of front end and back end, we can connect that and we can display the data. In monitor, we have logs field. In logs field, we have yes or no categories, and whatever we are creating it in a chartboard, we can display here like greetings, categories. Yes, messages, we can display product details, we can display in log field. Coming to user metrics means how, what are the means rating, it will give rating here. How she had to cart this much rating, greetings this much rating, person fallback this much rating, check it out. These are the overall scenarios how chatbot works in this monitor tab. Go to training and analytics tab, it's also one part of this how these SAP conversational AI rating should be given. If there any chooses a chatbot chooses any mistakes, then it automatically responds in this tab. Conversation logs means coming to that of conversation logs, how many logs should be created, how many bots are created by the end user, how many interactions should be done. By using this train, build, connect, and monitor, the natural language processing should be done. The natural language processing means how human interact with the system, how the system interact with human. Based on I built it that scenario, how human interact. For example, I gave their hi, how it's response based on these natural language processing. How natural language processing means it's all the overall scenarios of SAP conversational AI. These are all the techniques we use in this SAP conversational AI, right? Conversational metrics. Conversational metrics also is one type of these. How metrics means measurements. How it's take the data. These are the overall scenarios of SAP conversational AI chatbot. Uh, these are the overall scenarios of SAP conversational AI. Let us quickly go into this. I hope this SAP conversational AI finds you well, I think. Hello?
All right. Thank you so much, Krishna. That was an amazing presentation there, a live demo of each of the steps of train, build, monitor, and I forgot the very last step, but thank you so
Yeah,
much
I
for
will
sharing
show.
that.
Oh, trying. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that with us. With that said, if there's any questions as to what Krishna has just shared with us, please do not hesitate to put that in the chat area, whether it's down below on your phone or to the right-hand side if you're watching us on the screen. So again, Krishna, thank you so much. She's part of the Pronix team, and yeah, both her and Angel for these great demonstrations so people can see the true power of AI. All right, so I am going to bring back up Angel and Abay. Now, I know we are over time, okay? So this is supposed to end at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So for those of y'all that are here still with us, we thank you for that. I just want to make sure that both of our guest speakers, are you all okay for staying just a little bit longer? Maybe we'll address maybe a handful of questions, tops maybe. Are you both
Sure.
okay with that?
Yeah.
Abay, you're muted. Just want to make sure you
No,
said that.
yes, yeah, I think that'll be good.
Okay, great. All right. So thank you so much for those of you that are tuning
Thank
in
you.
live and have
Welcome.
stuck with us. I know we're over time here, but it was such a great pleasure to be able to have such a great discussion between our guest speakers and then having the opportunity of some live demos and presentations both at the beginning and now that we're at towards the end. So going through these questions here, one thing that I would love to ask is this one, which is for the true beginners here from Agilin, I think is how you pronounce your name. I apologize if I mispronounce it, but what advice do you have for organizations just starting with AI chatbots in SAP? Who would like to address that?
Wanna take it, Abe?
I'll take it. I think the biggest advice is really figuring out the value. Where do you think the value of that chatbot will be? If you have that correctly identified, triage, prioritize with the rest of the organization, I think you're set for success. Because if the value is aligned with the broader enterprise, you will build the right chatbot for your enterprise, and you'll be able to leverage that successfully.
All
I
right.
agree. It's just a matter of prioritization, right? I'm sure we would all want to adopt as many as possible, just because it's so cool, even if it's only that, right? But at the end of the day, where's the value? That's always the question. What's the value?
I love it. Thank you. Thank you to you both. So this question I think is directed to you, Angel, because I believe this was asked during your presentation. Um, it's just a brief question asking on the back end, this is powered by OpenAI or Gemini or question mark?
Well, it's SAP technology.
Mhm.
I guess it means Joule, right?
Yes, Joel.
Yeah,
Correct.
it is SAP technology.
All right. Thank you so
We do
much.
have, as I mentioned earlier, we do have agreements with the biggest, and you mentioned two of them, right? Microsoft and ChatGPT and OpenAI. We do have agreements with them, and we incorporate technology in our solutions. But this is SAP's technology.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Here's a really good question here. How do you ensure data privacy and compliance with AI chatbots and SAP S/4HANA, especially with sensitive information and automated workflows?
I think Krishna touched a little bit on it, right? Through not only because the question is not necessarily within the ERP itself, which we all know we have all the certificates that prove that is safe, if not even more safe than on-premise solutions. But it's using those publicly available APIs what keeps it secure, right? The end-to-end message. So I guess that's the answer.
Okay. Abe, is there anything you'd like to add here?
No, I think this is again an enterprise technology. So the typical security measures that we take in any enterprise applications will be applicable. So the API will be using the secure protocol, the HTTPS and such, and so those security measures will still be in place. So that's how it is ensured. There are additional measures you can take on the data side. You could have rollover securities, and you could create custom views for custom users. So there are all kind of security measures that are available to you because of any other enterprise deployment that will directly translate to this technology.
All right. Thank you. Thank you to you both. So there's two people asked pretty much the same question. So I'm going to ask this. What is the initial investment for integrating AI chatbots with SAP S/4HANA?
If we're talking about Joule, it will be included in the license
Okay.
as of now. So right now we have the users. We are coming. I think it's called General GA, General Availability. So for all our customers, shortly this month for S4. But it is right now included in the license for those. In the future, if there is any change, I don't know.
All right. Anything to add there, Abe, as I'm going through these questions?
No, I think that is a general trend. Most of the chatbots are available as part of the enterprise licenses, so there's probably not an initial investment that has to be made, except the one you make on your side for the change management and adoption aspect of it.
All right. Thank you. What are the unique advantages of using SAP Business AI for customer service over traditional CRM solutions? And how does it help businesses maintain a competitive edge? That's a good one.
Well, for me, is the fact that you has access to all the SAP solutions that you're using. So it's a chatbot that has visibility over your entire landscape, and therefore it has more context. Therefore, it's more relevant. So it is if it's blindsided by just one CRM solution that is not customer experience, for example, well, that chatbot that you are using outside of SAP solutions is not going to be you, and therefore it's likely that it doesn't have visibility over what you're doing in HR or your projects or sales orders for customer experience. So it's or your business partner. So I think the fact that it's a unified landscape brings a tremendous value as of the information that that chatbot has access to.
All right. Anything you'd like to add, Abe?
No, I think Angela's answered beautifully. I think the real value is the chatbots has much more data it can access and combine that data to derive insights. So that's really the answer here. So traditional CRM systems are very much scope to kind of customer relationship domain, but the chatbot scope goes much higher. And I would also add the user interface is definitely much more efficient. So that's really the answer as compared to CRM systems.
All right. Well, like I said, I know we're over time, so I just wanted to ask a handful of questions. Thank you for those of you all who asked those questions, and for any that have not, we'll be sure to pass them on to our panel list so that they could answer them accordingly, especially within the LinkedIn event. But as we conclude today's panel, I'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to our speakers, Angel and Abe, for their deep dives, and to our audience for their engagement. This event's recording will be available on the same LinkedIn Live event page for those who missed it or wish to revisit these discussions. Today, we've journeyed and explored how AI chatbots are shaping the future of SAP-driven enterprises. So let's carry forward these insights and inspirations as we navigate our digital transformation journeys. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. We look forward to welcoming you to future events. Again, I'm Monique, and it's been a pleasure to be a host for today's event. Take care, and here's to your continued success in the digital era. Bye-bye now.